Hey there, folks. Tonight, we're diving into the wild world of migration economics. People move around the world for all sorts of reasons. Love, adventure, or maybe they just really hate their neighbors. But let's be real, a big motivator is cold, hard cash. You can make a lot more money doing the same job in a different country. So buckle up as we unpack the economics of why folks leave home for greener pastures. And by greener, we mean potentially filled with more money pastures. Now, before we get into the specifics, let's acknowledge the obvious. The world isn't exactly a level playing field. Some countries just have way more money than others, creating what economists call wage differentials. You can make like 10 times as much doing the same job in, say, Norway compared to Nepal. The World Bank released a report called Migrants, Refugees, and Societies. One of their key findings? Migrants, especially those moving from developing to developed countries, often see a massive jump in their incomes. But it's not just about the money, right? There's a human cost to this global shuffle. Families separated, cultures clashing, and a whole lot of paperwork. All right, let's get specific. India, with its massive population and booming economy, is a prime example of this whole migration thing in action. Millions of Indians, from software engineers to construction workers, head abroad each year looking for better opportunities and, you guessed it, fatter paychecks. According to some studies, low-skilled Indian migrants in the US can earn up to 5 times what they'd make back home. And for those braving the deserts of the Gulf countries, the numbers are even more dramatic, with some folks seeing their incomes increase tenfold. Indian doctors, engineers, and tech whizzes are highly sought after around the world, commanding salaries that would make your average Bollywood star blush. Remittances, the money migrants send back home, make up a significant chunk of India's GDP. Beyond India, comparing migrant experiences. This phenomenon isn't unique to India. Let's hop on over to Bangladesh. Bangladeshi migrants, many of whom work in construction and manufacturing in the Middle East, also experience significant income gains. We're talking, in some cases, a 400% increase. Over in Africa, Ghanaian migrants working in Europe and North America often see their earnings multiply by a factor of 5 or even 10. So, yeah, this whole earning more abroad thing? It's a global trend. The actual income increase for any given migrant depends on a whole bunch of factors: their skill level, their education, their luck, and maybe even their ability to haggle in a foreign language. The allure of abroad, understanding the wage gap. So we've established that migrants often make bank abroad. But why is that? Why is there such a massive wage gap between countries in the first place? Well, it's complicated, but let's boil it down to a few key factors. First up, productivity. Developed countries tend to have more advanced technology, better infrastructure, and a more educated workforce. All of that translates into higher productivity, which means companies can afford to pay their workers more. Then there's the cost of living. It's no secret that it costs more to live in New York City than it does in, say, New Delhi. And let's not forget about government policies. Minimum wage laws, labor regulations, and social safety nets all play a role in determining how much workers earn. For many people living in developing countries, migrating to a wealthier nation represents a chance to dramatically improve their economic standing. The decision to return weighing opportunities and ties. Now you might be thinking, if people are making so much money abroad, why would they ever come back? It's a fair question. While the allure of higher wages is a powerful draw, it's not the only factor at play. Migrants often grapple with a complex mix of emotions and practical considerations when deciding whether to return home. For some, the pull of family, culture, and a sense of belonging proves stronger than any paycheck. They miss their loved ones, their favorite foods, and the comfort of familiar surroundings. Others may dream of returning home after amassing a small fortune, eager to invest their hard-earned savings in their own communities. But for many, the decision to stay or return is less about choice and more about circumstance. They may face legal hurdles, economic constraints, or simply a lack of opportunities back home. Let us know your thoughts on this. Or do you feel the same, that you can earn more abroad than your home country?